Now, a magistrate based in Nairobi called Linet has been defrauded 350,000 by a recruitment agent in Eldoret. Now, you are getting that story right, that a magistrate, a learned person in Nairobi, has lost money to a recruitment agent in Eldoret. And then when I heard this story, you can confirm the story. The story is very true. When I heard this story, I was asking myself, a lot of people have lost money in Eldoret. Why can't this magistrate read about what is happening in Eldoret? People are running recruitment agencies, scams of taking people to Australia, or they are taking people to Norway, they are taking people to I don't know where. Then you send money, then they take the money. Even politicians, they are defrauding from people. And so a magistrate who is based in Nairobi loses money to a 32-year-old who is running a recruitment agency in Eldoret. That is very funny. And this issue should be declared a national disaster, by the way. This Eldoret scam. Now, this is what happened. There is a guy in Eldoret called Charles. This guy is running a recruitment agency, and he says that he takes people to Norway. He writes these posters advertising everywhere that he is taking people to Norway. That when you go to his recruitment agency and you pay 350,000, he can facilitate and take you to another country within 3 weeks, and you will land there and you will get a prestigious job. That's very lucrative, right? And so if you have a relative who is educated, you have a brother, you have a cousin who is very educated, and they don't have a job, you may fall for this bait, especially if you have money, like this magistrate had money. So the magistrate, this Linet now is a magistrate. She was working in Eldoret, and then she sees somewhere that my sister can get a job in Norway if she pays 350,000 to a person who is running a recruitment agency in Eldoret. So what does Linet do? Linet rushes, because time is running out and competition is stiff. You see, these recruitment agencies, they like creating situations for you to believe that opportunities are running out. People are coming. Have you ever had a person who is running a recruitment agency talking about taking people to another country? They create situations of urgency to show you that you are getting late, so you should give me your money faster so that I can facilitate for you to go outside the country. When Linet looked at that, she felt like, my sister can get a job in Norway. Hey, that will be very lucrative. I have the money. She had 350,000, okay? And so she asked this guy called Charles, how much should I send you? And then Charles said, it's okay. You can pay in installments. You don't need to pay the entire amount. And so Linet sent 240,000 and then told Charles, start preparing for my sister to go abroad. So what does Charles do? Charles keeps the money. That's all they do. They keep the money, then they start telling you that we are processing this and that, add us money, we are processing this and that. So that's what Charles was doing. And so within a very short time, Linet, who lives in Nairobi, a magistrate, sends another 110,000. Now, 240,000 plus 110,000, that comes to 350,000 within 4 days. This story is very true. You can verify it. Okay? So 350,000, this guy who runs a recruitment agency, a young man, younger than me by the way, he has now received 350,000. Now he has achieved his goal. Then goes mute. Now Linet starts calling her sister Faith. Now, have you talked to Charles? Charles is not picking calls. Now Linet calls Charles. Charles, what are the plans so far? Is my sister traveling? Charles is not picking calls. And that is when Linet realized that 350,000 has been scammed within 4 days. And now she starts following up this guy. She makes various calls to different people to know if she can access this guy. She cannot access him. She tries sending messages. Texts are not being answered. 350,000 gone. So what does Linet do? Because she's a law-abiding citizen and she works in the judiciary, she understands the law. She comes to Eldoret. By the way, for those who don't know, where a crime is committed is where you report. Even if she's in Nairobi and she's a magistrate and she has been wronged, she has to come to Eldoret to report the crime. And so she came to Eldoret and then she reported the matter to DCI. Now, DCI are very effective. They did whatever they do and then they arrested the person. DCI know their work very well. Now, when this guy was taken to court, what does he say? He pleaded not guilty. Pleaded not guilty. Charles said, I did not take 350,000 from her. And so what did they do? He's not been convicted right now. So as we speak right now, the case is still going on. Charles has pleaded not guilty. Lynette spent 350,000. I don't know whether there was any written agreement, because I know when a recruitment agency tries to create a situation of urgency and then you feel like you are losing out on this opportunity, you try to send money very fast because you are trying to bypass some things and you are trying to make things faster for your person to travel. So Lynette lost 350,000 just like that. And so when I was reading this story and I was hearing it from Citizen TV, by the way, I started wondering, why are people in Eldoret not learning? You see, our president now comes from Eldoret, and he's the one who started saying that he's taking people abroad. Kuna jobs za majuu, I'm taking people abroad. And so a lot of people saw that the best way to scam people is to establish recruitment agencies in Eldoret. And we have a lot of recruitment agencies in Eldoret, by the way. People who are taking others to Australia, others are taking you to the UK, others are taking you to Norway, others are taking you to the US. We have a lot of recruitment agencies. Now, this is where now scammers use the opportunity. We have legitimate agencies, and then we have fake agencies. Now, these legitimate agencies take people, and then you will feel like they are legitimate. Now, people who run these fake recruitment agencies are some employees of these legitimate ones. They may be fired and then they create their own agency, or maybe someone comes and studies how these legitimate ones work, and therefore they create their own fake agencies and they start recruiting people. Now, the scam has been going on in Eldoret. It even includes politicians. Politicians know that Kalenjins are very hungry to go to other countries to work there. They understand that they are leaders in this country. They have not created opportunities, but they know that opportunities exist abroad. So the best way is to tell people that elect me so that I can take you abroad. Not that elect me so that I can create opportunities for you to find work. No. Elect me so that I can take you out of this country and I remain here so that you can go and bring dollars so that I can get paid. The reasoning of these politicians is somehow very skewed. That we cannot make our own country great. We have to take people to where other countries have been made great. Then we remain in our own poor country. Then when they are there, they will send us money from that country that is great. And so we will eat that money and then go stash other money in those countries again when we get money. So we are making the country poor and poor and poor. The reasoning of these politicians sometimes is skewed. And when I look at the president, I don't want to be too political, but a president should not be saying that he's taking people abroad. You can imagine President Trump saying that he's taking people to UK, or the president of France saying that one of his manifestos is to take people to Australia. Or the president of UK, I don't know, the prime minister, says that I want you to vote for me so that I can take you to Germany. They can't do that. In the UK, people tell you to elect them so that they can make the country great. In the US, people tell you to elect them so that they can make the country better. Okay? And in those other countries like Germany, Norway itself, where the scam has been done, people want to be elected to make their countries better. But in this country, we elect people so that they can take us out of the country. Because someone has said that Kenya has better human resource, and then they want to take us out of the country. And the president is the one who is saying that. Now you can imagine if a whole president says that. And then in his backyard now, recruitment agencies that are fake are being run. And they are scamming people. Now, this is where this story is very interesting. Because in the past, it is politicians who scammed ignorant people, like people who are not educated. These parents who are in the shamba, they are just running their own errands. They are stolen from because they sold their cows. Some of them sold their lands. Then they stole that money. Okay? Now, the funny thing is, when you are educated, you are not immune to some of these scams. Because they make the scams look very attractive, and they tell you that we are going to give you a job, and sometimes they identify the country itself, then they identify even an employer. Then they come and lie to you very well that I will take you to a foreign country and then you will get a job. Then you will believe, even if you are educated, you are not immune to deception. These guys will deceive you and you will give them money. So, I recommend that people should not fall for these agencies. Just like I have not done it. You have heard me severally saying that I wanted to go to the US. I have had a lot of people telling me that they can take me to the US, to the UK. But I don't fall for those scams. Why? Because if it is a better place, why are you not going there? Why are you not going there? If it is a much better place, you have your sisters here, you have your brothers here, you have your cousins here. Why are you asking me to give you money for you to take me to another country? If it is a better place, why are you not taking all your relatives there so that your whole village can be rich? Huh? People don't reason like that. People reason that I can go somewhere and then a stranger will help me. It is the same case like with forex trading. Forex trader comes and tells you that I have a bot that will help you to trade. Now, if you have a bot and it is trading and you are not necessarily required to be there, why can't you take it to your mother? Why can't you give it to your father and your younger sister to trade and stop going to school and do everything? Then they can just have a heap of money at home. These boys who run around saying they are billionaires, they are teaching forex. Why can't you go and teach the people in your home so that they can also trade like you? You see, it is very easy sometimes to notice some of these scams, but I will not say that these people are foolish. Sometimes when somebody wants to deceive you, they deceive you in an area that you are not an expert in. For example, you cannot tell me that a magistrate understands the dynamics of getting a job in another country. You cannot tell me that a magistrate understands how to bypass or to pay some of these necessary requirements like passports and everything until you get an employer, a visa in another country. So it is easy to scam even a magistrate. They are not very smart when it comes to that. They could be experts in law matters, but they are not experts in immigration, and so it is easier to defraud them. So my recommendation is that look for that person who is telling you that they want to take you abroad. Try to assess them. Why are they not going there if it is better there? And how many people have they taken there? Do you have testimonies, independent people who can say that this person took me there? They should not be themselves saying that we take people there. Like in this case now, Charles is the one who said that he's taking people to Norway. And immediately Lynette believed. I don't know why she believed. And then within a very short time, she's sending the whole 350,000. How? Do we have people who have gone there and they have positive reviews about this agency? I don't know. I don't know the evidence that is presented in court. But Charles has said he's not guilty. He has not taken money fraudulently. And he may win the case. He may win the case because there is a case where people like Mandago are involved and they won the case. Now, people who lost money, they lost it. And then we have Oscar Sudi now saying we have left it to God. Oscar Sudi, a person who is a confidant of the president. The president, the president is just a phone call away. He can call the president and say, what are these judges doing? But judges ruled that Mandago is innocent and other people will be cleared. And that is how the money over 1 billion shillings will be lost. So this 350,000, if this guy successfully, and court works with evidence, if he goes to court and then he has some money remained and how they play, if he plays around very well, then he can get out and say that I did not scam these people. What will they do? Nothing. So that is why I usually recommend creating opportunities at home. And I am so passionate about being able to make money remotely. That will make you avoid some of these things. Like, for example, when some of us, though those glory days are gone, when some of us started making $3,000 to $5,000 every month, then we asked ourselves, how much are nurses earning in the US? Now, nurses are earning roughly that amount. Then we asked ourselves, if we can make that money here, why should we go there? I know some people will say that nurses are making more than that, but when you put together the expenditure and everything, you find that is the amount that they remain with. Now, why can't you stay here and make that amount? And we made so much money. It's just that now technology played the way it played, but we have identified other opportunities also. So I'm so passionate about the topic of making money remotely, and a lot of people, especially the educated ones, should understand how they can make money remotely. Lack of understanding of how to make money remotely is the reason why people are going abroad to look for work, and then you find recruitment agencies playing around with your mind. They want to steal from you. It is a very sad situation. But I don't think somebody can just come to me and tell me that there is a better job in Australia, that I have to leave my village and go to Australia. To do what? To do what, man? So I recommend that there should be a crackdown on some of these agencies that are fake, so that people can live with realistic expectations, not expecting that we have better jobs abroad. Thank you for listening to me. This is Gidi Akali, and we shall meet again in another video.